That's a really good team in South Florida. We got beat by a really good team tonight, and there's a reason that they're right at the top of the standings. And a lot of respect for Amir, their program, their coaching staff, and their players. That's a very good ball club, and they came in here and they beat us.
Coach, it was a 5-point game. You guys had fast break, momentum. How, kind of a crushing blow was that? They go on a 12-0 run to answer that.
Again, I just was saying it on the radio that what they did so well tonight was any time. They go on an 11-0 run to start the game. We fight back and make it a game and cut it down to 2 or 4, and then they go on a run. Every time we went on a run tonight, I thought that they answered it. That one was obviously particularly frustrating because we actually had a rhythm with our defense. We were trying to do something a little different. We had gotten several stops in a row, and then they got going off an offensive rebound and a loose ball, actually off of a block shot that we had, and they ended up scoring. And 2 of the baskets in that 12-0 run were basically off of, one was a block shot, loose ball, and one was an offensive rebound. It wasn't, the defense was actually working at that time. But again, they are a really, really good team. They're very difficult to guard, the way they space the floor, the way they shoot the basketball. Obviously, that was as big a difference as any, just how well they shoot the basketball, and to make 10 threes. And in the first half, they made 8 threes, and they scored 11 points off our turnovers. And I just thought we had some absolutely ridiculous turnovers that you can't give a team like that just freebie possessions. They're going to make you pay, and they did it tonight.
You talk about that start. Do you think part of it was you guys coming out slow, or was that just like a run that they had that just kind of happened to be at the beginning of the game?
They made 3 threes. They made 3 threes quickly, and they had, a big part of our game was to try and contain them in transition. I think for the game, they had 10 points in transition, and majority of them happened in the first maybe 6 minutes of the game. So you can call it, you guys can call it what you want to call it. The bottom line is that's a really good team that's 6-1 coming in here, and they made shots, and Youngblood is a terrific player. He's as good a guard as there in this league, and he got cooking in the first half, including starting the game.
How do you get Ezra kind of back on track right now, both rebounding and just offensive flow and everything?
Yeah, obviously we talked about that, and I think it's twofold. One, it's obviously on him. It's on him. It's in terms of what he puts in to get out of what he gets out of the game, what he puts in, and he wants it more than anybody. And so I'm sure he's as frustrated as anybody. But here's the other piece of that is that teams are going to put a target on him and Brandon Johnson and R.J. Felton. And the way that target can loosen up just a little bit is if you get production from other guys. That makes it harder to zero in on him and zero in on Brandon. In the last 2 games, obviously, they've done a good job on getting at Brandon and getting at Ezra and really limiting their production. And that's one of the reasons you saw us try so many different lineups tonight, because you're searching for someone to give us something on offense to keep the floor open and not let them just zero in on Ezra or zero in on Brandon. And it's difficult because they're being physical with them, as they should, as opponents should. They're going to be physical with Brandon. They're going to be physical with Ezra. And so part of it is what they do, and that's obvious what they do. But part of it is the team has to step up to allow the floor to open up a little bit. And there were times that it started to happen tonight. Cam Hayes started to do it. And again, like you said, we cut the lead down to 5 in the second half. And in a huge transition play, we don't convert. And that was a really big play.
That's how that dunk felt like he was going to get you guys going. What did you kind of see from him tonight in the second game?
Yeah, I love his competitiveness, and he's fearless. And that's what it's about. He plays fearless. He knows and he will learn, that we can't settle for mid-range jump shots. And we already talked about it in there. But that was us as a team as a whole. He was, he did it a few times. We had veterans do it too. So that's just a growing maturity to understand that you got to get the ball to the paint. We're not a dynamic three-point shooting team right now. The numbers will tell you that. I believe we're a better three-point shooting team than our numbers say. But nobody's walking into this building and saying, hey, we got to make sure we're running them off the line the whole time. That's not how they're playing us. So with that being said, we can't settle for mid-range shots, and the guys know that. And then when you do get the ball in the paint, you surely have to try and convert. And you have to. And there was many possessions tonight that we got the ball in the paint, and we're where we want to be, but we don't convert, whether it's in transition or whether it's in there getting our shot blocked or taking an off-balance shot as opposed to a 2-foot play, stuff we work on every single day, and the guys immediately know it, but there's a maturity that it takes to execute that, under the lights.
Anything else?
Obviously now heading to Charlotte on Saturday, how do you kind of regroup and get ready for the team atop the league?
Same way we've regrouped after other tough losses. We come in and we take a good hard look at this, very honest with it. We look at where we got to be better. We look at areas that maybe we had some success, and we apply that immediately to going and playing the first place team on the road.